I'm shivering cold. This is miserable, and I made a huge mistake coming out.
Yeah, I'm putting you on video really quick.
What's up? Jody from Georgia.
Sweet. So I noticed two things about Franklin, North Carolina, which is a huge hiker town. One, the church is amazing. The breakfast was great. I ate it 3 times. I stayed there a while. Two, the transportation. There's something called Macon County Transportation, and he comes out and picks up hikers, and the fee is $3, which is super, super reasonable. But the odd thing is, a guy named Ron Havens, who owns the Budget Inn and a hostel across from the Budget Inn, he takes people into town for free in a bus that he purchased himself. You don't have to be going to the Budget Inn. It's 100% free. He will take you in. I saw him today shuttle an entire busload of people to the Sapphire Inn, and that's a competing hotel because he was sold out, of course, and he's still going out. Like, I forgot this today, and I went out on the 9 o'clock one, came back on the Macon County transportation for $3, and then went back out again at 11 o'clock with Ron. Ron's a super cool dude. He even said there was no females on board. He was like, no females on board, because I guess he thinks they're more fragile, or whatever. He's like, I picked up many a fucktard who came out in weather such as this. So, if you guys get really cold and feel like you're in over your heads, just give me a call, and I'll come out with my four-wheel drive truck and rescue your ass. Well, I was going to go to Siler Bald Shelter really quick. I mean, for probably an hour or so for lunch. But it's like half a mile off the trail. And I kind of don't want to walk half a mile off the trail. Even though it'd be fine. I'm just going to keep going another 6 miles. There should be some latrines up there. I could use the restroom. And I'll be fairly close to my goal for today. That was a quick little 5 miles without stopping, so I am kind of tired. I do want to rest a little, but doing pretty good. These new Merrell shoes, the rocks don't hurt nearly as much, and god damn, it's snowy.
The sun is just setting. I'm shivering cold. This is miserable, and I made a huge mistake coming out. Oh, I wish I would have stayed in Franklin one more day.
I'm being really lazy today. I'm about to get back out on the trail and try to do 15 miles to Fontana Dam. But I wanted to talk a little bit about my trip to Way Bold Shelter in the really, really cold. It was a scary night. Like, I legitimately thought I would die. I had dry clothes in my bag. I opened my bag up, put my dry clothes on, and then I started putting up my tent. And I think that was the first mistake, because by the time I was done putting up my tent, enough snow had fallen that my clothes were damp. And the temperature was dropping to about 22 degrees that night, and it was super, super windy. The first time I tried to put up my tent, it was on top of the hill, upward from Way Bold Shelter, and it just blew over like 5 times. So I took it down, and honestly, I thought I might come down with some serious hypothermia. So I put up the tent in a less windy area that was shielded by the top of the mountain, and finally got it up. Finally got in my sleeping bag. My clothes were all damp at that point. I had changed into my dry clothes already. I should have waited, and I'd accidentally left my bag open while putting up my tent, which is stupid, but you know, things happen. The bottom of my sleeping bag was wet where my feet go, and I just kind of scrunched up. It took me about 3 hours to warm up, and I ended up actually being fine. Like it was nice and warm after a while, and my clothes dried under the bag. But it was a terrible feeling, like thinking that after reading A Walk in the Woods and listening to everything he had to say about hypothermia and how you can get hypothermia in even like 55-degree weather, and this was a lot colder and a lot more wet. So it was not the funnest night in the world, but it made me feel like I could withstand a little more. Maybe my body's acclimatizing and I have a high tolerance for cold. In the morning, I was in my shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops. People thought I was nuts. Maybe they thought I was going into hypothermia already, and I don't know. But I was fine. I'd rather be in shorts and a t-shirt than freaking wet and cold. Shorts are not a problem when it comes to coldness. I can wear shorts all day long in almost any temperature. But if you have a cold head, that's when there gets to be a problem. Luckily, I had an extra hat because I thought I had lost it, and I bought another one at Neil's Gap. If I didn't have that extra hat, this might be another story. Might not have been able to warm up quite as fast. And if I didn't have a silk lining that Bill Murray gave me, then I might not have been able to dry up in my sleeping bag. So a lot of fortuitous things and a lot of lessons learned. It wasn't a good night, but I made it. So.